Hello guys, today is June 27th, 2025 and we're gonna talk about very important thing like autophagy. Okay, autophagy, it's a lot of material, so we're gonna split it in two parts. That's part number one, autophagy. Just imagine you are sitting at the table, feel good, nothing is bothering you, but inside of you, millions of old, used poisons, cells, poisoned. They already don't work, but still alive. They are not just useless, but threatening and disturbing brain's memory, heart smooth heartbeat, and protection of immune system. You even do not suspect that it's all started. So human is getting old, slowly, not really noticing year by year. And then, out of nowhere, you forgetting the name, then the way home, then coming diagnosis, dementia, diabetes, oncology means cancer, and appears that it's just an aging, genes, fate. But in 2016, Japanese scientist Yoshinori Ohsumi proved it's a lie. We are getting old not because we have to, but because we are not letting our body to cleanse itself properly. He received a Nobel Prize for discovering a mechanism of autophagy, means ability cells to digest and utilize all garbage that accumulates inside of us. Damaged particles, used proteins, dangerous fragments of viruses, all these can disappear. But only if you'll give your body a chance. And this chance is a fasting, not a torture, starvation, not a diet, not a rejection of food forever, but mindful, conscious rhythm of eating. That starts in the body processes of self-cleansing and rejuvenation, if you care about your body and mind. And now, what exactly Yoshinori saw under the microscope and why the world after this got silent? Everything began from yeast. Seems like what can you tell about human's body by looking at one cell microorganism? But Yoshinori did it. He did create for the yeast cells environment with a sharp deficit of food, in fact modeled a hunger. Again and again he watched them through the microscope, and what he discovered turned around understanding of cellular biology. When cells got to the point of food fuel deficit, they started to eat themselves. But not chaotically. They were getting rid first of the most damaged, worn structures. It was not a process of demolition, but rejuvenation through the cleansing. Stress from no food activated ancient mechanism of survival called autophagy. Exactly. So the cell is getting rid of everything that is disturbing its living, like old used proteins, broken mitochondria, and leftovers of viruses and bacteria. It cleanses, renews, and rejuvenates itself. We're talking about each cell. The same mechanism exists in human's body, but during constant eating, especially overeating, irregular eating, and late night eating, autophagy does not start. The cells keep accumulating damaged elements, so system self-cleansing and self-rejuvenation suffocates. As a result, oldness, which is a disease itself, inflammation, chronic diseases. Yoshinori proved that hunger is a signal, not a destructional, but healing, light-controlled stress, which starts in the body and mind and process stopped by contemporary lifestyle. This discovery brought him a Nobel Prize, as I mentioned already, because it showed that our body has a chance, but that chance we ourselves blocking on daily basis by too many, too often snacks, late dinners, fear to miss a meal. But what is going on in human body, and is it true that man can extend the life? What scientists noticed in yeast appeared to be a universal language of life. Autophagy exists in our cells. They don't need pills or operations. It's built inside of us mechanism. But it's working under one condition: when body and mind are not busy digesting food, when human experiencing slight deficit of food, cells starting to use internal resources. And first of all, getting rid of everything excessive, like dead fragments, toxic waste, leftovers of inflammations, as I mentioned, viruses, bacteria. That's when brain starts to work more clearly. Immunity goes up, so pure energy goes up as well. Appears feeling of weightlessness, which you cannot buy in the pharmacy. Contemporary medicine confirmed that autophagy plays a key role in protecting our body, including from age-related diseases. It prevents accumulation of garbage in a brain, which would lead to dementia. It's lowering risks of oncology by destroying and utilizing destabilized cells and fragments. It enhances immunity, helps to fight viruses and inflammation. On top of it, during the fasting period, activates special gene called SIRT1, which is responsible for life longevity. It starts processes of reactivation of DNA, normalizing metabolism and regenerating neural tissue. But important to understand that autophagy is not a diet or starvation. If a human experiencing prolonged periods of hunger, which leads to starvation, cells start to ruin themselves. This is a danger, not a benefit. That is why important not denying a food, but the right rhythm of eating, which lets body to have enough of time to regenerate. On this principle, built a system of intermittent fasting. It gives body a pause when the body is self-curing itself efficiently. Do you know what is the main enemy of autophagy? It's not a fat, not a sugar or age. It's wide open 24/7 eating window. 24/7 open eating window. It's a window when we eat. Now, I'll explain what is it and why the narrowing of this eating window may become the most important decision of your life. Imagine that your body is a factory. Daytime it's working, digesting food, producing energy, cleansing waste. And at night has to rest, repair mechanisms, renew resources, etc. But what is going to happen if you make that factory to work without a break, day and night without stop? Yes, it will be destroyed. Exactly the same happens to our body. When we are eating 12, 16 hours a day, as the most people do, let's say breakfast at 7 a.m., dinner at 9 p.m., and many snacks in between, not to mention heavy lunch, which itself is okay. That's it. Autophagy even doesn't have a chance to start. Cells overwhelmed by waste, hormones disbalanced, organs working over limit. Science proved it, that narrowing of the eating window, even with the same volume and calories of food, sharply improving work of the body, especially in senior people. Better sleep, blood pressure normalized, memory improves, disappearing inflammation, etc. As I mentioned, this part 1, please continue to part 2, because it's a lot of material. Please continue to part 2, autophagy, part 2. And now, as usual, I'm a holistic medicine specialist. If you have any questions, shoot me, I'll try my best to respond. And for speeches, family or personal consultant, you can call me 845-709-4501, but a text starting from selfcurepal, and shoot me email selfcurepal@gmail.com. A bit of disclosure, remember I'm not a practicing doctor. Despite of having MD degree and experience, I am not prescribing medical treatment nor trying to diagnose. I present all this information simply for educational purpose only. This information is strictly my opinion and based on information currently available. I believe everything to be true and accurate. You and only you are responsible for your health. Take care. God bless.